My daddy likes robots.
Hello everyone, this is Cybertronian Beast, and let's talk Transformers. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Prime, Ratchet. Well, this is a pretty interesting figure that I like for, two reasons, really. And we'll get into that shortly. Let's take a quick look at the package. Now, one, you've got Ratchet in there. He looks really cool. And I've been looking forward to getting Ratchet and reviewing him. On the back of the box, we've got Ratchet there, robot and alt mode, picture of the team, blah blah blah. Yeah, he looks good. Ratchet's skill, it's always interesting to take a look at that. His skill is a 10, and his intelligence is a 9. I always wondered, their skill set, like, what is it compared to? Like, obviously Ratchet is their doctor. His skill set is a 10. He's the best doctor. But Optimus Prime, his skill is a 10. But his skill set is not a doctor. His skill is as a leader or a warrior. So his skill is completely different. Right? So they're giving them 10s in completely different categories, but yet it's all just down to skill. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Obviously he's an Autobot, blah blah blah, dual battle blades, bam bam, and yeah, he's very cool. I like it how it's homaging how they've given Ratchet the red and white, obviously ambulance colors, but it's also kind of homaging the G1 Ratchet, so I like that a lot. And at the same time, they're kind of keeping the box or the look of the movie Ratchet at the same time, because movie Ratchet was kind of he was a Hummer, I think. So it's kind of like it because the Hummer had the big back end on them. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get it open and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so there is Ratchet and his dual battle blades. And I think there was only really one episode of Prime where Ratchet kind of went all crazy and attacking with his blades. But it's nice that he's got his blades there. So yeah, take a closer look at the figure. Get those blades out of there. He's got the opaque windshield, which I like. Whether or not you can see robot bits in there, it doesn't matter to me. I like being able to actually see through the windshield. It makes a difference to me. Now, on the opposite side, or on the underside of the vehicle, there's a big gap in here, and it's a lot of robotiness here. Ratchet's head is in there, and he has a bit of a head gimmick, but if he didn't have that gimmick, you would see his head, and that's whatever. It's not something that I enjoy, but it's there. On the back, not a lot of paint going on here. A little bit on the bumper, but it's pretty bland on the back. But I do like the accents of the red on the vehicle mode. It looks really good. Just the slight little red right there really does add quite a bit, actually, because the whole back would be bland and just nothing going on. But that little stripe of red right there adds quite a lot. Now, bringing those battle blades back, you can use them in two separate areas here. One is on the top of the vehicle, which I don't know what the hell's going on if he's got blades coming out of the top of him. and the other is on the front, a la wheeljack mode. So you can have kind of blades coming out of the front of them there. And that's probably the way you would keep them in vehicle mode. And the blades themselves, as you probably could tell from looking at me use them, they are a rubbery plastic. So no injuring yourself with these blades. It's not possible. Unless you swallowed them, which would be stupid. But yeah, the wheels are, again, just plastic. He rolls quite nicely. You do have to watch out because his feet are part of the wheel assembly, and if you don't have those down there, you might not get the wheels in there quite right. Anyway, into the transformation. I like the transformation a lot, actually. It's nice. It's not too complex, but it's definitely not too easy. First things first, we are going to separate the back here just to loosen up these side panels, and these become his arms. So what we're going to do is we're just going to separate everything kind of here and get these arms loose. Here's the first one here. So we're going to separate that and bring it up and out. I guess, yeah, we'll bring those arms out. Perfect. So now we've got those arms loose. We'll just kind of bring them out and stretch them out of the body here like that. Now you can see here we've got his hands. We'll flip those out, and now these panels that were on the outside of the truck, they just fold over, and they do peg in. There's a small little crevice here right there, and you just want to slide that door panel in there, and now you've got Ratchet's arms. Same on the other side. So hand, panel, peg, in. And you've got a couple arms there. Now we'll deal with the legs. And the legs are fairly straightforward. Separate the front of the vehicle. Pull. And like I showed you right at the start there, these are his feet. So you bring these down, and the full front of the vehicle just turns around, and that gives you his legs. Now they only turn one way, so you've got to make sure that each piece is doing its thing. There we go. Okay, so there's that and there's that. Now these bits of the truck here, the windshield and door panel, they don't move overly much, so you gotta just kind of get them out of the way. See, there's the movement right there. So you bring them up from that section there down to here, and that gets them out of the way. And this one here is just now getting out of the way. So we've got that. And perfect. Make sure that those feet stay in the spot where they're supposed to. Alright. And I think we're almost done. We just got to reveal that head. And to do that, we bring this top section here down, and it just pops it up. And then this section just kind of pegs right in there, and you've got it. And you've got Ratchet. And Ratchet is very poseable. He has got articulation coming out of everywhere, and it allows you to pose him in tons of different places. So articulation on Ratchet, obviously he's got interesting little feet here where he can move the front and he can move the back. He can also tilt one way only due to transformation on his knee, on his ankle. He does have a knee joint, although due to this humongous kibble on the back of his leg, you're not going to get a lot of movement there. I'll touch on it here. He has a knee right here. It's kind of hard plastic, but I don't think it would really hurt you if you jammed on it. There is a very high leg swivel right up in here, very high thigh swivel right there, and he's got a ball joint for a hip. Now there is no, oh no, there is, look at that. There is a waist swivel right there, you can see that, and with all the kibble on him, you're not going to really get him to go very far. His arms, you've got a joint way back here in his arm, and that allows for that movement there. You have a ball joint in the shoulder, which will give you a 360. You've got a bicep swivel, which will give you that. You've got a very high, or no, sorry, that's you've got it's a bicep bend here, I guess. So it's kind of like a double elbow. Gives you a really good amount of movement on that arm, though. And then due to transformation, you get it up and down on the wrist. And his head does turn ever so slightly due to these large cuffs on his neck. Anyway, like I said, you can get him into some really cool poses, and just got to make sure that you move the kibble while you're doing it. And yeah, but Ratchet, I like this figure a lot, and as I stated at the start, there are two reasons why. Obviously, Ratchet is an awesome character in the show, and always liked having a Ratchet figure, going back to the G1 character. But even now with this new figure, they've got, and I touched on it in my 100th episode, in my 100th video, is that Beezle Boss is working on a add-on for this particular figure, which turns him into IDW inspired first aid. So it will actually replace this whole chest piece here, and obviously replace his head, and give you a first aid, which you can obviously transform back into the same Ratchet, you know, ambulance mode. But in robot mode, he's going to look like first aid, which is going to be, that would be awesome. Because yeah, if you've been reading, I hope you have been, if you've been reading the IDW books, both of them really, both More Than Meets the Eye and RID, Robots in Disguise, are great books. They're both great books, and getting figures out of that is going to be good. Even though we know that Hasbro is now going to put forward their new generations figures are going to be based on, a lot of them are going to be based on IDW books. We don't know what figures are going to come out. So yeah. Anyway, that's Ratchet, and he's a really good figure. You can get some into some really cool poses, and yeah, he's definitely worth it. I say pick him up. From what I can tell, he's on sale right now most places, because he's almost late last year model. So if you could find him, grab him, because he's great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you liked my stuff, and if you want to see more of it, for sure. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. Just look for Cybertron Beast on Twitter. And if you want to check out my pictures and my figures and see my videos on Facebook, you can do that too. Just search for Cybertronian Beast on Facebook and you'll find me there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.